Good evening, folks. Happy Friday Eve to everybody out there in the Philly, Delaware Valley and surrounding areas and beyond. Tonight, I'm going to do a little something different tonight than sports. Tonight, I have my guest, Kathy Albertson, on, the patient care coordinator of Helens Angels and also Cleaning for a Reason. Kathy, welcome to the show. Thank you for taking your time out to come on to Philly Flair tonight. How are you?
Good. How are you? Thank you for having me, Fuji.
Doing good. I mean, hey, like as we were talking, with Paul, the producer, we go back to Our Lady of Ransom, graduated 1987.
Yes.
And, here we are almost, 30 some years later. And
yeah,
we're doing a podcast.
See, look at that. The world of social media to still connect, right?
Sure is. So, tonight just wanted to, have you on and, you're the patient care coordinator of Helens Angels and Cleaning for a Reason. Now, for the audience, let's jump right into, if you could give us some history of both organizations. First, Helens Angels.
Sure. Helens Angels is a nonprofit started by a friend of mine, Missy Quinn. Her mother was Helen, and she had passed away of stage 4 metastatic breast cancer when Missy, who also went to St. Hubert's, was a senior. She had just graduated from high school, and her mother had passed away. And a few years later, I think it's been like 12, 13 years now, she decided to start an organization called Helens Angels in honor of her mom to be able to help those that are affected by breast cancer. So if you're a man or a woman diagnosed with breast cancer or metastatic breast cancer, Helens Angels will give you financial support and assistance where needed. And I'm lucky enough to be the patient care coordinator, and I get to meet the people, and I have to vet the patient first to make sure that, they're being treated under a doctor's care for cancer. But I get to become friends with these men or women, and it's just a wonderful thing because I personally have been touched now myself recently with a dear friend who passed away of stage 4 metastatic breast cancer. And I had been doing this before that, and you don't realize how much just talking to me and giving them this free service and getting to meet them, how much they just sometimes need someone to talk to, or how much they just really need the help. And people sometimes are afraid to ask for help.
I mean, how long have you been involved with Helens Angels?
Since 2012.
So a little, like 11 years.
Yes. Yep. And I enjoy it very much. It's very rewarding, and we're all volunteers. Nobody gets paid at Helens Angels. So we kind of do it from the side of our desk, and I work in Philadelphia for a janitorial cleaning company. And my boss is very supportive of both charities and allows me to do it from the side of my desk and be able to help because they support both charities as well when we have events and everything. So I'm very lucky to be able to do that.
So as far as help or like yourself or anybody to volunteer, how many people would you say help out with the organization?
There are 5 of us specifically that are part of Helens Angels. So it's Missy Quinn is the founder, and Gloria Markwood Owens is the co-founder. And then there's a treasurer and a secretary, and that's Don Haas and Rich McClure. And then there's a few board members that are on, and then that's really it. And then when we run 2 signature events, one is called Teenies for Tatas, which happens in Center City every October. And then the other is the paintball golf tournament, which happens in Bala Cynwyd, always the Monday after Mother's Day. And we call them our angels, and we have a group of people that we know, and they support and help us get raffle baskets and help set up and decorate and do all that. We couldn't do it without the team of these angels to help us do that.
As far as I know, like, do you have like big corporations within the Philadelphia or surrounding Delaware Valley help, that are affiliated with Helens Angels?
Yes, we have very big companies in Center City that are supporters every year for our events. And this may sound funny, but since it's called Teenies for Tatas, we have like a double D sponsor, and then so their cup sizes are the sponsors. Right. It's we have tons of people in that are like Jenkintown Building Services, Premier Window Cleaning, Restore Core, Belfour, my company Allen Industries, Professional Building Services. They're all large companies that are basically in the facilities industry that support us, but we have like CP Rankin roofers, and we have tons of
because I was going to say CP Rankin. I know, just to be an employee of the Phillies, I believe they're one of their bigger sponsors that you see down Citizens Bank Park.
Yes. So many of these people have been supporters and sponsors to help us, because without them we couldn't have the events, because they help support and sponsor things, so then we can have musicians and the open bar and the food and photo booths and all these different things that cost money. So without the sponsorships we wouldn't be able to have the money to do it. And then after the sponsorships and everything, whatever money is raised, and we do extremely well, and then that money goes towards helping individuals that are sick and could use our service.
Miko Spencer's checking in saying, is there a donation requirement amount? Love to get involved as a network.
There is not a donation amount. If the person would like to reach out to me, I can. My email address is Kathy Albertson at Comcast.net. I mean, wait, Kathy Albertson at Comcast. Yeah, that's right. So they could just call me and send me an email, and I'm happy to explain to them all the different opportunities. And we love to have corporate sponsors, and then they also are listed on our Facebook page and our website as being a sponsor. So anyway, someone would like to get involved, we definitely could use the help, and we need people like that, especially in the Philly area, because we're based in the tri-state area.
Okay. Well, volunteers as well, in case like anybody would.
If someone wants to volunteer, yes, they could come and they could help us that day at the events, because we definitely need people, someone to sell the raffles or to help with different things going on. So we definitely, if someone wants to support, we are all for it.
As far as I know, they do the breast cancer walk down Aikens Oval around the Parkway. I believe that's every October. Now, does Helen Angels, do you have like a table set up down there for that as well?
We do not. Before Helens Angels was created, Missy used to do the 3-day walk.
Okay.
And then had kind of like decided then on her own that like, hey, I could do this, and started her own organization.
Right. Now, as far as
we do have tables at different places. So when we're asked, as long as people don't ask us we just donate our time and have a table there. If someone asks us for a fee to have a table, it's very difficult, because like I said, nobody gets paid, and we don't want to take the money for something like that when we're just trying to help another person.
I mean, as far as just touching on the breast cancer walk now, I think years ago, didn't they used to do it down Washington, D.C.? Or
I think a long time ago, yes, they did.
Well, you said it's a 3-day walk now.
Yes.
I'm
think
just
it's actually Mother's Day is when they do that, I think.
in May.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I've never done it. It's a long time, like a 3-day commitment to do that. So I don't know if I'd want to do that, but
Right.
I like to be able to support in ways that are good for me. So.
Well, as far as like, touching on the sports side of stuff, I know the Eagles pretty much donate the month of October.
Yes.
Wearing cleats, the pink tails that they give out and whatnot.
Yep.
I believe the Phillies, in May, I don't know if they have done it the last couple of years, but a couple of the players would have pink bats to use on the Sunday game.
Well, speaking of the Eagles, a few years ago, Helens Angels was asked to go out to the field, and we had a big pink flag, and we stood out on the field and were able to be part of one of their Sunday games where they were donating to breast cancer.
Now, as far as like the other teams in Philly, does the Sixers, Phillies, Flyers, I believe like the Philadelphia Union, they've become pretty big over the last couple of years now. Do they get involved in either breast cancer I believe they play more so in May than
right.
October.
Well, actually, the Philadelphia Union, my nephew works there, and ever since he's worked there, he's been able to get me a donation from the Philadelphia Union to use towards, our raffles, which is very nice.
Nice.
And a few years ago, Dave Schultz came and was a speaker, to do like the raffles and things at a Helens Angels event that we had. I guess it was probably one of the earlier ones. So I would probably say it was like 2011 or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So now, as far as your other organization, which is Cleaning for a Reason.
Yep.
Now, can you dive into that a little bit for the audience and everybody watching about how you got involved in that as well?
Cleaning for a Reason is where I started with this one first. Back in 2009, I worked for a janitorial cleaning company.
Mm-hmm.
And Cleaning for a Reason their home office is based in Texas. And my boss at the time had been at a local trade show for ISSA, and he saw the stuff about Cleaning for a Reason. And he knew me through other charity work I had done. And he said, "Oh, do you think you'd be interested in helping us bring this over here? Because nobody in the tri-state area knows about this charity." So they had sent me to Texas. I met the people out there, and I was lucky enough to be able to help in the tri-state area for Cleaning for a Reason. And it works with my job, believe it or not, because Cleaning for a Reason is the only nonprofit in the cleaning world, and doing janitorial cleaning for a living,
right.
It fits. But the work that they do is people don't realize, like, I always make the joke that I have 4 kids and can't keep my own house clean, and I don't have cancer. Right. So when you have cancer, a simple thing of like cleaning your house, who the heck wants to get up and, dust or vacuum when they're going through chemotherapy? It's something that many of the patients have come back to me saying, "Oh my gosh, this was a godsend coming to me to do this," because they would either tell their mother or their husband or a friend to clean for them, and they would make the joke to me saying, "Oh my gosh, you have no idea how he cleans. Thank God you helped me out and somebody came here to do this." So the impact is absolutely amazing, how we can clean somebody's house while they're going through the treatment. And Cleaning for a Reason gives to men, women, and children, and they get 2 free house cleanings while they're going through treatment. Again, I'd have to vet the patient and get a doctor's note and all the same things.
Okay.
And I was blessed then in being involved with Cleaning for a Reason at a work networking event. That's how I met Missy Quinn of Helens Angels. And she said, we should go talk and have lunch. Our 2 organizations would have a lot of synergy with each other. So now, being the patient care coordinator for both, I am able to, if someone contacts me and they don't have breast cancer, for example, they can get help from Cleaning for a Reason, because that is any type of cancer. And so we kind of, most of the people with breast cancer, I give them both services.
Okay. Now, as far as Cleaning for a Reason, now this is nationwide, correct?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Now, just can you get into like how that started? You did.
Yes. So the founder of that, her name is Debbie Sardone, and she had a local maid service called Bucket and Bows in Texas. And someone had called the phone, and she picked it up, and she was talking to a woman who said, I don't have the money, but I really need my house clean, and I'm sick. I'm going through cancer, and the treatment's just so tough, I can't do anything. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, we don't, do anything like that. And when she hung up the phone, she started thinking to herself, maybe I can do something about this. And she developed Cleaning for a Reason and started with her own maid service first. And then it's just grown from there. And being nationwide, when I first got involved with it, it was only to help women with cancer.
Okay.
And it's taken off so much that now they do men, women, and children with any type of cancer. And like I said, it's amazing, because there were so many men that used to reach out to me and say, I have a close friend of mine who went through cancer. Right. And he was like, that's not fair. Why is it only for women? And I'm glad that those prayers were answered, and we can do that now.
Mako Spencer, that's a beautiful heart. Filled charity. My mom passed away of cancer and lived in Palm Springs while I was on the East Coast.
Oh.
I was
here when people pass away, because my heart goes out to them. I just want people to know that if you are sick and going through something, both of these can help you. And cleaning for a reason, like I said, really touches people's heart, because you're in their home.
Right.
So you have to be a kind, compassionate person that is insured and bonded. If they can't go into your home unless all those qualifications are met. And they go in and they meet you, and they become like a confidant for the person. And ironically enough, many of the maid services that go in end up getting hired by people for the generous work they do, because after the house cleanings are over and the person's then like, oh, I'd really like to have my house cleaned, and then they get hired. So they're doing something good, and then something good for them comes out of it.
Oh, I mean, I can relate to Mako Spencer. I mean, my great uncle who raised me passed away 30 years this year back in March of prostate cancer. And had cancer for 4 years, and took it. He was a warrior, going through all that chemo, and just anybody who, we all got somebody that we know of.
Yeah.
Family member, parent.
Yeah.
Anybody, friend, just that has witnessed the family member or somebody close to you that, it's just heartbreaking just to see anybody go through this.
Yeah. And there's a thing, my youngest daughter, Grace, when my best friend Tracy passed away, my friend used to go, my daughter's a hairdresser, and she used to go to get her hair cut by her just because she was trying to help her. So right. Through Helens Angels, as like a spinoff, my daughter is doing something called Trims for Tracy, and it's to cut a cancer patient's hair one time for free. But like one of our patients that are from Helens Angels, you can't just come from nowhere. You have to be affiliated with that first. But it just goes to show that, I'm doing all this stuff, and then other people want to do something, So it's wonderful to see how the pay it forward happens with others.
As far as how you're saying your daughter as a hairdresser. What's the organization where you can cut your hair, something for locks?
Locks for Love, yes.
That's a
yes, and that's to help make wigs for cancer patients. And that's one of the other great things with both of these charities. We're also a resource for many of these patients. When I'm talking to them, I can refer them to somewhere to get a free wig, and I can refer them to other nonprofits that offer other services, because in being in the cancer world doing this, you meet so many different people who run an organization. So we're also like a network for good to be able to help them with other services.
Now, like you're touching on like the service part with the Locks for Love, is there any, if like somebody's watching, like trying to find out more information, not just about your, Helens Angels and Cleaning for a Reason, is there like all types of, is there like a website that you can find out, different organizations of,
yes,
of all types of cancer?
We currently are working on one for Helens Angels, but Cleaning for a Reason does have one. So if you're on their website, there's a tab there that will give you tons of other local organizations to help with different services. So
now,
there's different things that help with like massages and healthy eating and help you with car service to go to your chemo. So there's many different places.
Do you know if there's a specific website, or do you just Google it? Or
well, if you go on to cleaningforareason.org, and I can't remember which tab it exactly is, but there's a tab there, and it will give you a list, and it's a direct link to those other websites.
Okay, so it's Miko Spencer. Are you going to expand outside of the tri-state? My finance runs a home cleaning business here in the Cambria County area near Pittsburgh. Love to get us involved to donate some time. Yes.
So Cleaning for a Reason, like I said, it's national. So there's a tab on there that he can also hit. There's a tab for patients to apply, and then there's a tab for maid services to apply to be able to sign up, to be able to assist with doing this. So I think that would be wonderful if his fiance would like to do that.
That would be awesome.
And if he wants anything, if he's not sure what to do, he's more than welcome to contact me.
Okay. So speaking of October, you have if that could be.
Yes, you got it right there.
Okay. 12th annual fundraising event. Mark your calendar. Thursday, October 26th, coming up. Hey, little more than 2 months, but now that we're in the beginning of August, now can you touch on
fabulous event? Fabulous. It's up at the View on 50 at 3 Logan Square, so it overlooks Center City, Philadelphia, and many of the buildings out in Center City, including 3 Logan, they light up part of the buildings in pink to celebrate the month of October for breast cancer awareness.
Right. And that's, matter of fact, don't they do that throughout the month of October?
They do.
Keep the buildings lit up in pink.
The Wanamaker building, Comcast Center, FMC, they all are lit up. And just so you know, the buildings I'm mentioning, many of our supporters are property managers that run those buildings.
Okay. So that's even like the building I work in.
Yes, that was a connection you and I had when we were talking.
15th and Market.
Yep, Center Square, yep.
Now, do you know if you're going to be having like any, local celebrities, maybe from one of the news networks or from the sports world come? Or
we were lucky to have made a connection at an event we had for Helens Angels back in, I guess it was April at Creed's. So we met a news person there, and she had said to events coming up from Channel 3 and to see about getting us some news coverage. So we would love to have that.
All right. So
if anybody's listening and would like to do something like that, I'm happy. Hey, I'm happy to
always. Hey, never during these platforms, no matter what topic it is, you never know who's watching, and
True.
you could touch one. At least if you could touch one person's life or make a difference,
Yeah.
you just never know. Now, as far as getting back to cleaning for a reason, now, is there any functions that you'll be having for them coming up?
There is. So November 8th at Commerce Square, I'm having a fundraiser.
That's also in Center City.
That is. Commerce Square is on 20th and Market.
Okay.
And one of my friends happens to be the property manager of Commerce Square, and she was generous enough to donate me their Beck space to be able to have the event. I had it there last year as well. And one of the things we're doing is we're going to have a Dr. Seuss theme.
Okay.
And one of my coworkers came up with an idea of we could have everybody who comes to the event bring a Dr. Seuss book.
Nice.
And then we're going to donate the books to one of the local families for Cleaning for a Reason that we've helped that have children.
Okay. I was actually going to say that, you're talking about the whole Dr. Seuss. Now, as far as like with both, at least with both organizations, do you ever like get involved with CHOP, with, the cancer, the children?
We have not, only because CHOP mostly does things with children with cancer. I do know that I have given some of the stuff for Cleaning for a Reason to CHOP, so they at least can give it to the parents for a child, that the service exists. So they do know of that, and they can help, people where needed for that.
Okay. Pretty interesting stuff because, like I said, you got, fortunately, there's all types of cancer, but there's all these organizations that do help out,
Yes.
like, just, cleaning for a reason, getting your house cleaned, I'm sure that can make, one big difference, especially if somebody's, the person's by themselves and, they don't really have anybody, you can contact Cleaning for a Reason. They'll come out, give you 2 free sessions of cleaning. Right?
Yep. And like, I just have, I work full time, and I'm busy. I work all the way in Center City, and it's over an hour and a half commute sometimes for me back and forth. So my cleaning lady came today, and I know when I walked in the door and it was like, oh, like that was done and I don't have to worry about it. So just imagine having cancer and going through, you might still have to work and you're going through chemotherapy or radiation.
Right.
And you come home and someone had cleaned your house. Just imagine like how much more of an impact that is than just doing my house, So it's very rewarding for the maid service as well to know that they're making a difference in that family, to go there and do that.
All right. Because as you said, the radiation treatments, I don't know firsthand, but I saw my uncle go through hell and just, wears you down.
Well, not only that, people suffer, burns from that, and, and things that you may take for granted unless you knew somebody who went through it, you may not really realize the impact. And from being involved in both of these organizations, I realized the impact and how, people need to get their house cleaned and need to have a person to talk to sometimes. And then same with Helens Angels, where we give financial assistance. We also pick a family for Christmas, and we choose one of our families. Now, last year we did very well. We were able to help more than one family. And it's just a wonderful thing to be able to do that. You're helping a family that needs you, and then they need the help at Christmas, because the one woman we had helped, and when she got the check from us for Christmas and a letter, she called me right away on the phone and she goes, oh my gosh, she goes, my kids are going to have a wonderful Christmas because of you. She said, my husband was out of work and I didn't know that. So it was almost like it was meant to be that I was, talking to her that day, because she was able to tell us how the charity was impacting her that way. And she was so nice. She sent me pictures Christmas morning of her kids opening the gifts. So I could see that we had helped. There was another family, like, since we talked about ransom, I'm still Catholic, and I belong to a Catholic church out here called St. Teresa of Calcutta. And they wanted to help one of our families for Christmas. And their Wings group all donated money, and I gave them a list, and they went out and bought the gifts for one of our patients. And so many people try to do stuff like that and help us. And there's also many of the high schools that have like volleyball programs, and they do things called Dig Pink, and they do it in October, and they raise money. We've been lucky to be the recipients of those events, and we call them pink sponsors, and they basically come and they give us the money. They're community supporters.
Right.
And we're lucky that they thought what we do makes a difference, and they want to be involved somehow. So when somebody wants to be involved, we always find some way that you can help.
Oh, it's great. People come together, in time of need like that, especially the holidays, Thanksgiving, because, never know when somebody's going to need help. I mean, you never know when you're going to need, any of us will. Not,
True.
It's just, I always say, don't burn bridges, or, don't go to bed mad. I know it's cliche, but you don't know. Especially, to today's society, it's just, to me, good always outweighs the bad. And, there's an old saying, when times get, what's the saying? Excuse me. Tough times don't last, tough people do. So
that is true.
Miko Spencer, that's awesome. We do that 5 days of Christmas from our food truck. 5 different Catholic churches get a partial scholarship for a child who has a hardship from a family member. That's really awesome.
Yeah.
What Miko was talking about there. Because like I said, the holidays, some people don't have anybody. There's always somebody needing something, no matter what it could be. Joe Sullivan checking in, my colleague. What's up, Joe? Thanks for tuning in tonight. You can share it out. Appreciate it.
It's if you want to know, like, there's a reason I got involved with these charities in the first place, which had nothing to do with cancer at first. It was many years ago. I was a victim of domestic abuse, and nobody helped me. And I remember how alone and sad I felt that nobody helped me. And I always swore once I was okay, I would always help somebody else. So it makes it seem to me like what I went through was not for nothing, that I'm able to help other people and give it back and pay it forward.
All right. It's just, one hand washing the other. It's
yep.
It's with all the Miko Spencer. When you lose someone to cancer, it hits hard and makes you become part of a bigger family to continue to pray and try to help for the next family it hits. Absolutely.
Yep.
Joe, great attitude. Pay it forward from my colleague here, Joe Sullivan.
Well, thank you, Joe.
I was actually going to touch on some, but then I lost my train of thought. I don't know. I can't. It'll come to me after the show, probably. So you were saying, getting back. I'm sorry. October 26th is the Helens Angels benefit, and November is for cleaning for a reason.
Yes.
Correct? Okay.
Yep.
Just trying to.
No, we always love to have new sponsors, new people just attend and see what we're about.
I mean, hey, it's like I was saying, it's all about, it's always trying to touch, reach out, and, you can make a difference in somebody's world once every day.
Yes.
I mean, it's it's like when I started this show, it's a mixed bag of the Delaware Valley of not just sports. It's about life, like your causes that you help out. A unique story. Community. Somebody trying to, like how you have your benefits, something in the community, and all walks of life and all different things. Like just Philly area, South Jersey, the Philly suburbs, Delaware. If anybody ever wants to reach out that knows of somebody trying to promote something, please contact me here. You can reach me at Mike Fuji Furtamondo. I'd love to help out. As I say, you never know when you could reach out and try to help somebody. That's what this show's about. And I do the sports, but I always kind of just wanted to dive in to get the word out there about could be anything. But it's all positivity.
You're gonna come to our events now too, so that's
absolutely. And it's just it's all positive. Just trying to reach. Like I say, you can reach one person, 5 people, 10 people. Share the show out. You never know when somebody's in need of something.
That's true.
Ken Fry, hey, hello Fuji. Ken Fry, who hosts the Atomic Drop podcast on Fridays at 10:30, and also the Vegas show. Thanks for checking in, Ken.
Hi.
Out of the Box Sports Entertainment, Kathy, we would be honored to use your banner and show the viewers a great cause to support as a part of Out of the Box Sports Entertainment, which
that's so nice. Thank you.
Thank you, Miko, for putting that out there. Anyway, not to interrupt, I'd like to, touch on our sponsors for just a minute or two. If we could bring that up. I don't know if, I guess Miko's pulling those up as we, okay. All right, so Monkey Cold Coffee, use 10%, use promo code OOTB Sports at monkeycoldcoffee.com. 10% of every purchase does go to, I believe, the National Pediatric Cancer Foundation for helping children. Robin Leigh Larson. Anybody like to check, big coffee drinkers, the bourbon chocolate chip or the toasted coconut rum. For all your coffee needs, go to monkeycoldcoffee.com. For anybody needing an attorney for slip, fall, workman's comp injuries, call Big Al at 1-800-HERB-123. 3 locations, one in the Center City area, over there in Cherry Hill, and out there in Pittsburgh. Call Big Al for all your attorney needs. And our newest sponsor of Out of the Box Sports Entertainment, formerly Network. We'd like to welcome Dugout Mugs for all your baseball needs. Go to dugoutmugs.com and use promo code OOTBSports20 for our newest sponsor, and for something of everybody looking for something to use. We have the show I'm on, the Sully Squad, on Mondays. We got the new show, Commanders Gridiron, Tuesdays for the Washington Commanders. Also, Wednesday night, we have them 215 boys that talk about the Eagles' biggest rivalry, those Dallas Cowboys. Of course, my show tonight, Fuji's Philly Flair, 7 o'clock, 7-8 every Thursday. Tomorrow, again, as I touched on the Atomic Drop podcast, we do have some new shows coming up. The Notre Dame Irish pre- and post-game on Saturdays, the Vegas sports scene. For anybody who wants to check us out, this is the lineup. If anybody's interested, please check out of the Box Sports Entertainment on all social media I can't even get it. All social media platforms. So anyway, Kathy, I want to thank you for coming on tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. Ken Fry says cancer sucks. Lost a good friend about a year and a half ago. Heartbreaking. My aunt also beat breast cancer. Good for her and God bless her. Dave Yarnell checking in. Hey, Fuji, hello. Hi, Miss Kathy. Thanks for checking in, Dave. Eileen C. I have a Mets dugout mug that I won. Laughing out loud. Congratulations. As far as the dugout mugs, our new sponsor here to the network. And hello to both. Thank you for checking in, Eileen. Do appreciate it. So, Kathy, I'd like to thank you for coming on and, taking your time out to talk about Helens Angels and Cleaning for a Reason. If you could bring that back up, Miko, it was cleaningforareason.org if anybody wants to check out, anything on there, and cleaningforareason.org. If anybody, cancer patient that is having trouble or may need some house cleaning, please reach out. Out of the Box Sports, please reach out to Helens Angels, helensangels.org for your generous donations. Thank you. And please reach out to cleaningforareason.org as well for these two great organizations. But again, Kathy, want
to donate or need someone who could use the services, if somebody needs services, I'm who you'll talk to. So,
or volunteer, everybody always can always volunteer too to help out for a great cause.
Yep.
Again, I'd like to thank you. I just want to wish everybody a good night, a good weekend. Call somebody you haven't talked to for a while. Reach out. Maybe somebody needs you. You never know. We're all going through a lot of stuff in these times today. Reach out to a friend, a family member. It's, you can't make up for lost time. So God bless everybody. Have a good weekend and stay healthy. Thanks for tuning in tonight to the Fuji's Philly Flair. We'll see you next week and have a good weekend. Thanks for tuning in.
Because nobody fights alone.